Hi, this is Shane Moran, co-founder and global master distributor for Organo, and it's my pleasure to take you through the 4 steps to success and how to properly get started with your Organo business. And so this is the 4 steps to success training, and I want to compliment you first of all for investing your time to learn these steps that help create, these same steps help created one of the fastest growing companies in direct sales history. And so this is how we did it, using very, very simple 4-step strategy, which I'm going to share with you. And what's going to happen is you're going to quickly, very quickly discover that coffee is simple. And getting people involved in the coffee industry is not that difficult. As a matter of fact, when we started teaching our distributors the 4 questions back in 2008, it was amazing how people with very little experience and even no experience in the industry were signing up as many, as 5 or 6, 7 new distributors a week, that fast, because it was coffee. It's fun. It's social. And then I'd get calls from the new baby distributors, I call them, baby distributors, because they're just brand new getting started. And they would say things like, hey, Shane, guess what? I signed up 5 or I signed up 6 new distributors this week alone. And I would respond with something like, that's amazing, congratulations, that's incredible, keep going. And then they would say, and they would ask me, well, what do I do now? What do I do? And at first, when I started getting these calls, I thought they were joking. I thought that they were just, messing around with me, and I started laughing. And then I quickly realized that they really, really didn't know what to do next when they had a new person sign up. When a new person made a commitment to them to become a distributor, they really didn't know what to do. And so that's when we discovered that 95% of new distributors, all they want to know is, what do I got to do to get started? And that's probably where you are right now. What are the steps that I can take to learn the proper way to get started? And that's what they were doing. They just wanted to know. So we put together these 4 simple steps, because the brand new distributors really, they didn't know what to do. They didn't understand it. And if you've got a distributor who's signing up a new distributor who's signing up a new distributor and nobody knows what to do, it's going to fail. And so we knew that we needed to make sure we put a platform. So all we started doing is put the 4 steps that I did when I got started. These are the 4 steps that I focused on over and over and over. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Over and over and over and over, and started teaching what I did. And then they started duplicating, and then they started applying the 4 steps, and then they started teaching the 4 steps to their brand new baby distributors when they started getting, when they got started. So that's how this company really exploded so fast, because everyone realized the simple key was to really learn those 4 questions and learn that script. And then when you get a brand new distributor who gets started, you want to right away, you want to take them through these same 4 steps that I'm going to take you through today. So important. Now here's what's key here. Your skill or ability to master these 4 simple steps, to getting started, and your skill or an ability to apply these 4 steps, and then to teach these 4 steps to others that you're personally sponsoring, because these are the same 4 steps. But when you apply and when you teach these 4 steps to your teams, first you want to learn it, then you want to apply it, then you want to start teaching it, will have much to do with the growth and the future of your success in Organo. So learn these 4 simple steps. They're not complicated. Apply the same 4 simple steps. Teach the same 4 simple steps. And throughout, when you start growing your organization, watch what happens to your growth when this catches on, when this just becomes a part of your team's culture, to teach the 4 questions, to teach the 4 steps, to teach the 4 questions, to teach the 4 steps. Later on in the training segments, we're going to take you through some advanced, not complicated, but some advanced strategies. But this is the basics, and this is how you're really going to help the most people, including yourself, by learning about it, by applying the 4 steps, and then by teaching these same 4 steps. So keep it simple, and don't complicate these steps no matter what. Okay, no matter what, don't complicate this. So if you're ready to get started, let's go. Here's step number 1. Okay, step number 1 is that you want to become a product of the product. Okay, write this down on a piece of paper. Become a product of the product. Well, what the heck does that mean, become a product of the product? Well, first of all, if you drink coffee or tea at least occasionally, drink your coffee. Always drink your coffee. Always drink your tea. Always use your products, okay? Take the coffee with you everywhere you go. Take it with you to restaurants and ask for water. Take it with you to friends and supply the coffee if you want and give them samples, but don't drink their coffee. When you go to a restaurant, when you go to work, bring your coffee to work. Bring your coffee everywhere. When friends come to your place, serve your coffee. This is as simple as it gets to become a product of the product. I want to make sure that you send your testimonials. For example, if you like the taste, or if it makes you feel good, or maybe you're noticing something really cool happening as you start to drink the coffee, send your testimonials to testimonials@organogold.com. Okay, let me repeat that. Write this down. Send your no matter what it is. Maybe send a picture, send a video. If you love the taste and if you love how it makes you feel, we want to hear about those success stories, and we'll even paste it all over the place. We'll send your testimonials out to the world to let everyone know how fantastic your product line is. So testimonials@organogold.com. That's part of being a product of the product. Again, only drink your coffee and your tea and your hot chocolate and your mocha. Now here's what I'm going to do on this one, on become a product of the product. You got to know your number. So grab a pen and a piece of paper, and I want you to write these 4 numbers down, and then you'll know your number. Okay, there's no right or wrong answer here, but make sure you have a pen and a piece of paper. And the first question I'm going to ask you is, how much coffee do you consume in your house every day? If you live alone, that's easy to figure out. But if you have a wife or a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a significant other, or maybe you have some children in the house, maybe they drink some hot chocolate once in a while, or maybe you have other members, kind of guess on a daily basis, how much coffee are you consuming on a daily basis, just within your household, okay? So once you have that number, again, there's no right or wrong answer, because it depends. You might live alone, and you might drink 5 coffees a day. You might have a big family, and you can add up those numbers, but you want to figure out how much coffee do you consume in your house every day, and you want to take that number and multiply it by 30 days, and that will give you the amount of coffee that you're going to need just to supply you and your family, okay? And so this is going to give you a clear focus on how much coffee you're going to need, and tea and hot chocolate on a monthly basis, okay? So the first question is, again, know your number, but how much coffee do you consume in your house every day? And write that number down and figure it out so that you know your number. And the next is, how many samples do you think you can give out on the average day? Okay, an average. And let's say you think maybe you can give out 2 samples. Okay, that's not too complicated. Of all the people that you know, the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people and that you run into and that you know and they know you and you know them at least by first name, could you, for example, meet 2 people every day or run into 2 new people every day that you can give them a sample or 2? Okay, so figure out on average how many samples can you give away a day, okay, to prospects, and then multiply that number by 30 so that you know how much product you need to order just to give away some samples. Okay, hope this is making sense. Not too fast, not too complicated, very simple, but this is part of becoming a product of the product. The next is, how many new customers do you think you can acquire per month? Okay, how many new customers can you acquire per month? And here's what I want you to know. That's very important. The average customer that lives alone, that has no family, they just live alone, the average customer is going to go through about 3 boxes a month. Okay, the average customer is going to go about 3 boxes a month. So at 3 boxes a month, how many customers can you acquire? So let's say you say, I can get 2 customers a month, or I can get 5 customers a month, whatever it is. Multiply that by 3 boxes so that you know how much product you're going to need to order on a monthly basis at wholesale, okay, at wholesale, so that you can sell it to them at retail. You've got to have coffee, now once they go on auto home delivery, they can order directly from the website, and then the company will take over and send it to them automatically. But when you're beginning, you want to make sure that when a customer says, I need 3 boxes or I need 5 boxes, that you've got it, and you can collect the money and keep the profits and give them their boxes immediately. Okay, hope that makes sense. So you want to figure out the third area, okay, is how many new customers can you acquire per month on average, okay? And so you add that up, okay? And the next is, how many new distributors do you think you can sponsor per month? and you want to multiply how many distributors you can sponsor per month by 2 boxes. And we like black and latte. One black and, well, here's why. When your brand new baby distributor places their order for the bronze or the silver or the gold pack, okay, it's going to take 3 to 5 days for Organo to ship them their product. And in those 3 to 5 days, they're crucial. It's crucial that you sell at wholesale. You sell them a box of black and a box of latte at wholesale, okay, at the price that you paid. Why? Because they can immediately start consuming, and they can immediately start sampling their friends at work and their family immediately, so that while they're waiting for their pack to arrive, they're already in business. They're already getting the feedback. There's so many benefits to making sure that once that brand new baby distributor places an order of a pack, so they bought the bronze or silver gold, that you are professional enough to sell them at wholesale. You don't want to make money on them. You just want to make sure that you're breaking even, because you want them to have an unfair advantage going out there while they're waiting for their pack to come in, and they've got some product to sample their friends, and they can start gathering their customers, and they can tell them, look, my package is coming in 3 to 5 days, just place your orders now, and when my pack comes in, I'll be able to get you some coffee. You see how it works? And so these are the 4 areas. I'm going to repeat one more time. How much coffee do you consume in your house every day? You need to know that number. No right or wrong answer, okay? But it's just your number. And how many samples can you give out on average per day? And write that number down and then multiply by 30. Okay, it'll give you a good idea of how much coffee you're going to need to run your business. And then how many new customers can you acquire per month? Knowing that the average customer is going to go through about 3 boxes per month. Okay, and then finally, how many new distributors can you acquire per month? And multiply that number by a black and a latte to make sure that when you sign up a brand new distributor that you wholesale them a box of black and a box of latte so they can get started right away. So that's it for step number 1. Pretty simple. Who could do this? All right? Who could become a product of the product and just make an agreement that you're going to consume your product, that you're going to take your product everywhere you go, and so on. Okay, let's go to step number 2. Step number 2 on building a successful Organo business is make your list. Okay, make a list of people you know. Make a list of customers. How many people that you know that drink coffee? You don't know if they may want to, join your business, but you know they drink coffee. So write their names down. Okay, make your list of potential people that are looking for an opportunity to earn extra income. Okay, make sure that when you're making, and here's what I'm going to just remind you on the list. Okay, this is so important. If you've ever dreamt about financial freedom, if you've ever dreamt about being free, where you're not reporting to someone, where you're not having to get up at a certain time in the morning, where you'd like to just travel and have vacations and maybe move to a different area, maybe buy a brand new car, maybe have some sense of freedom, right? It's going to be in the list. Make sure that you see, when I got started, I had heard all of this before, make a list, but I had never done it. And when I got started with Organo, when I started, my list was 156 people that I knew just out of my head, just writing their first names down. That's all I did. I know Bob and I know Sue, and if I knew their second name, I'd write it down. And then I had a list of 156. Then I went back and started looking for their phone numbers and their contact information. Okay, and my list started off with 156, and it grew. Through those 156 people that I knew personally, that list grew into over 1.7 million people in 53 countries around the world. That's incredible. All right, and some of you already have a list that's bigger than 156, so you can imagine the potential. The power is in the list. Okay, it's like a bank account. The more people. So step number 2 in building a successful business is make your list. Okay, once you have your list down, and invest a couple of hours, okay, in thinking of who cuts your hair, and who did you go to school with, and who do you work with, and who do you know, and who do you know, and who do you know. So we've got a memory jogger in the back office of your Organo back office there, and under the forms, and that you can, and there's little ways that you can ask yourself some questions like, who do you know that looks like someone else, and who do you know that has this type of hair, who do you know that drives this type of car, and build your list. Every day you should be adding more and more people to your list. But here's the minimum. Before you even launch your business, make sure you've got a minimum of 50 coffee drinkers. Make sure you've got at least 50 people that you can think of that might want to make a little bit of extra money on a part-time basis, or some want to make a whole lot of money. Write their names down. So part of the second step is learn those 4 questions. Okay, if you haven't already learned those 4 questions, you need to stop everything and learn the 4 questions and make sure you master the retail script. Okay, make sure you master the retail script. So this is part of 2. So part of step 2 is you make your list, you make sure you've mastered the 4 questions, and you make sure you've mastered the retail script, word for word. Okay, exactly the way we've shown it to you. And so with that, who could do this? Who could do number 2? Eventually, over time, could you learn how to do this? Remember, it's just coffee. So let's go on to the 3rd step. And you want to be putting your coffee into action and the tea and the hot chocolate and mocha by planning an OG mixer. Okay, all an OG mixer is a few people, gathering around. There's a few people around the table. Just imagine you've got 3, 5, maybe 10 maximum people sitting around drinking coffee, and you're having a conversation. There's nothing complicated about doing an OG mixer. All it is you've got 5 to 10 people, okay, and you're all trying the coffee, you're getting them to sample the coffee, and you're telling your story. Okay, now here's how it would work. If it's your first 30 days in the business, we want you to commit to attend or organize. So it means you're attending or you're organizing or you're supporting, okay? Attending or organizing, or so it doesn't mean that you're coordinating all of them. It means that you're attending at least 4 mixers in a month. At least 4 in a month. That's 1 a week. Okay, could you do this part-time if you're just getting started? Okay, if you're just getting started, can you commit to 1 day a week that you're going to invite some people over, or you're going to maybe have one of your distributors invite some people over and you're going to go help them? Okay, so very, very simple. But after 30 days, once you get your feet wet, if you've been in the business longer than 40 days, you need to be attending or supporting, or organizing 4 per week. Okay, part-time, 4 per week. And we've done as many as 11 in a day. Okay, 11 mixers in 1 day. So 4 a week, I don't think is too out of control. And these are, again, opportunities to gather a few people together. Maybe you've got some distributors that are bringing a few, and someone knows a few people, and someone else knows a few people. And the typical mixer has 5 to 10 people. 5 to 10 prospects, 5 to 10 people that are just trying the coffee. So this is step number 3, is you want to make sure that you're organizing and planning, mixers. And all a mixer is, and we do further training on the mixers, but all a mixer is a bunch of friends sitting around drinking coffee and having a conversation. We've got some tools that we're going to show you so that you can be, you can present professionally using either the flip chart or using a video or using even an online system. Very, very simple way, or a webinar. So there's many, many ways to present. Okay, so but the key is a mixer means you've got a few people sitting around. You boil some water. They try their hot chocolate or mocha or latte or tea, whatever they want, and then you're introducing them to the concept. So that's step number 3. Nothing complicated here. And so finally, in the 4-step process, is you want to plug into a proven system. Is the 4th step. You want to plug into a proven system. We have laid out for you and given to you on a silver platter a proven method of operation. And we want you to make a commitment for 18 months to master this simple system. Can you master this system in 18 months? Because from 0 to reaching the highest leadership level, which is Diamond, you should be able to do it using this system within 18 months. You should have this done within 18 months. So you want to remember, what do I mean by master the system? Learn the 4 questions. Master these 4 steps that we talked about by learning them and by applying them and by teaching them. Okay, learn the compensation plan, which we're going to go over again on another segment. Learn about the 90-day game plan, on how to launch your 90-day game plan. Learn and master how to go pro and the 6-month plan. Okay, how to become a professional in this industry in 6 months. Okay, so learn the system, and this is your 4th step. Okay, so step 1, easy, become a prop to the product. Everybody can do that. Step 2 is you want to make sure you're building your list and you're memorizing those 4 questions, and you want to learn the scripts, of course. Number 3, you want to learn how to do a CJM or a OG mixer. Very, very simple. Gather some people around, drink some coffee, tell your story. Okay, we'll do further training on that, but there's nothing complicated here. It's a lot of fun. And finally, step number 4 is plug into a proven system, a proven method of operation. That's it. I hope you've enjoyed this training on the 4 steps to success. This is how you start your business, and this is how you teach your brand new team and your baby distributors how to get started. And you would ask them, go through step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and you would ask them, is this something you can do? Is this something you can do? Where do you need help? Is this something you do? And you'll notice that if anyone is not having the success they want to, or that they thought they would have, it's because there's one or more parts of the 4 steps that they've either missed, or that they didn't understand, or that they're not applying. And so with that, remember, it's easy, it's simple, it's coffee, and we'll see you in the next training session. Bye for now.